I don't even remember how to do this. I'm tired,
Oh,
Daphne. I'm
oh,
tired.
that's true. Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah. No, no, no. It's like, yeah, it's I don't know. It's the last week of July, and I'm not feeling it either.
I am so in need of a fucking vacation.
It's like what? We're almost what, like 5, 6 weeks out.
Something like that.
Yeah, you know.
Ah! Oh, I cannot wait. Oh my god. Do you want to just do this?
Absolutely not, but hit it.
It is Monday morning and I am out of fucks. Oh yeah, by the way, it is fucking July 24th, 2020.
Right,
I knew I was
we
forgetting
just
something.
completely, yeah, we
don't
just
even give a
completely
fuck
botched
anymore.
that intro. It's like I'm in the middle of something over here, just fussing with stuff, and it's just like, oh yeah, we're on the
air. Well, here's the kicker: I threw the intro and hit in broadcast, but I didn't hit it the second time, so we're good.
Oh, wishful thinking.
Maybe so. It's just a shit day. It's gonna be a great week. I can tell already.
Oh yeah, well, are you being sarcastic?
Yes,
of course.
Oh.
So what day is it today? Today's Monday, right? Today's Monday.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can't believe that we're in the last week of July already. It's like I'm really not liking the way this is going so fast.
No,
it's like look, before you know it, you're gonna be right here. You're gonna be right here.
I don't know, Daphne. My ass is pretty wide. I'm probably at the kitchen table. Well, I'll be streaming from your table.
I'm gonna have to scoot over.
Oh my gosh!
Although it's like I've been having a hell of a time finding that cucumber water that you asked for.
The smart water? Yeah, I couldn't find it myself now. Now I can only find the blackberry. We are not sponsored, by the way. This is not a product placement. We're just trying to set me up when I get to New York.
It's like, here I am, talking shit about how it's like you can find anything you want in New York. And she asks me for this smart water cucumber lime or whatever it is. And I can't find it.
That's okay. I'll Amazon ship me some.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. So, I mean, according to the website, the only place that carries this shit is Target. Which I have to go. Yeah, it's like I have to. I would have to go to the Queens Center Mall, near with the Targets around there, and then it's like I'd have to go bring my little wagon.
That's got to be an in cases thing, because I can guarantee you. I bet you there's a bodega around you somewhere.
I've been looking.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll just get myself some to Jersey and bring it with me to New York.
Right. I mean, it's like I think that if you just order it on Amazon, it should be the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
We'll check that later. It's like, oh my goodness. So good morning, everybody. Welcome. It's Monday. As you can see, it's like we're having a tough time starting normally, but when did we ever? So who's joining us in the chat today?
So far we've got Joseph Ephraim, whose birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Ephraim.
Hello.
Victor Medina, who will be streaming tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Hello.
Let's see. We got Thomas Tripp. Awesome. And Jody McPhee and Vicinia. And Patrick's here. Good morning, everyone.
Hello, all the
look, my mood's improving because I'm seeing people.
Exactly. I know. All our friends are here. So it's like, yes, and I'm looking forward to, I got to finally watch Vic's show. I'm intrigued by his next topic.
That guy is amazing. Topic.
I'm always missing everybomes live streams.
The support group? Yeah, I thought that was a really good topic.
It's like, I keep missing everybody's live streams.
Yeah,
it's like I'm like barely able to catch. Vicinia only streams for 9 hours a day, and I'm always missing her stream. Like
God,
I could
you
only
need to shoot for
like
12,
five,
Bess.
it's like 5. I only get her in 5-minute increments in the middle of everything, and it's like but I catch everybody eventually. And yes, I see you, my beautiful 8 eyeball people on the screen right now. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Why are you here?
Yeah. Because they're glutons. They're glutons for punishment. I don't know. It's like this. I don't know. They just like to hear whatever nonsense comes out of our heads today. I don't know. At least the office is a little stuffy, but at least it's not like that bad. And I just realized I forgot to turn on all my lights. That's why I'm kind of feeling like, oh, wait a minute. It's like I forgot to I have these special lights in my office where I can actually change that. I have the Philips Hue bulbs, and like pretty much every morning I remember to turn on all the lights and then change it to like an energized color.
Oh,
where
Lord.
It gives like a bluish I don't know if you can notice it on the screen,
the
like a
bluish hue.
Yeah. And supposedly that's supposed to kind of like wake you up, and it does work.
That's what they say, but I don't. Ooh, there it is.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. You say, because I just turned it and I kind of like I could almost feel my eyeballs opening up. Where if like then at night I turn it to like a more orangey, and then it's like kind of, so
it winds down your evening, right?
Yes, exactly. So the color theory works. But as speaking of ringing the bell, before Efrain rings the bell to remind me to do it, hello everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which I now have officially a dining room table full of Tall Tales books ready to go out. I'm just waiting for my order from Gemini Mailer to come in tomorrow so I can start packing everybody's orders from the previous campaign. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting the campaign for Tall Tales, or so I thought, the first full color Tall Tales book. I'm dying to get this out of my house. So thank you so much for supporting me and the book. And I am also known for my mature audience's medieval fantasy drama, Eager Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which launches in less than 2 weeks. Oh my God. Issue 7 coming back to Kickstarter August 4th. And oh my God. I can't believe we're on issue 7 already. And I don't know. I'm feeling a little nervous about it, but that's okay. That's okay. We can get through this. And in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. And to tell you more about it, here's Nita.
My name is Nita, and I have the Indie Comics Network on YouTube, and you can find it at indiecomicsnetwork.com. That is where
.com.
Got. Yeah. I have a very love-hate relationship with that fucker. But anyway, yes, we have a variety of shows, usually Monday through Friday. We've got some adjustments going on. We got some changes coming up. Just whatever it is, stay tuned. We'll let you know as we go.
Right. And yeah, so also because we can't get our shit together this morning, a couple of other housekeeping bits that I wanted to just remind everybody of. So I will be at Baltimore Comic-Con September 8th through the 10th at the Baltimore Convention Center at Baltimore, Maryland. I will be in Artist Alley where I will be selling issues of Tall Tales, of Eager Raven, and also some furry sketchbooks if you want to pick some of that stuff up as well. I usually don't have the furry stuff out, but everything's going to be out in force for Baltimore Comic-Con. So so come on over.
The table.
all on the table, almost on the table, just no touchy at the table. And also to remind you that JD Calderon's The Oswald Chronicles is also returning to Kickstarter. We just don't know when. We just know it'll happen very, very soon. So it's the next chapter of The Oswald Chronicles, The Light That Attracts. I think it's also for issues 1 and 2 of this mini series. The links are in the show notes below, so that you can hit the notify me button so that you get notified when the campaigns go live. Actually, the next couple of campaigns I want to talk about is also, they're all on pre-launch right now. So you can all do the same thing there. So remember that also Sky of Thorns, the 3-volume romance fantasy by Krista Crawford, launches September 25th, and we will be doing a Eagle Raven crossover campaign with Sky of Thorns and the Unicorn King's Daughter, aka Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. That is also launching on September 25th. So we're going to be doing a special promo where if you support both campaigns, you will get a special print for showing your love for both of our books. And also a brand new Knave of Hearts is on Kickstarter. It is also in pre-launch on Kickstarter right now. This is a comic book series by Sarah Webb, who did some lovely Eagle Raven fan art for me yesterday. So that's on Facebook if you want to see it. But she also has a campaign coming out for Knave of Hearts issue 1. It's also a fantasy series. So that's also going to be on Kickstarter. This also launches in August as well. So all the links to all of these campaigns are in the show notes below. Also one more, which I don't have a card for. I have to make a card for it. Okay. Our friend D Fish has put out her first novel, Lycanthropy and the Single Girl, which is about a woman who breaks up with a guy who happens to be a werewolf, and he gets so mad at her breaking up with her, that he turns her into a werewolf too, exacerbating all of her problems. So this is the first volume of a 5-novel series. So that is also in the link below. That one actually goes to the Amazon page. So you can actually pick up the book right now, either as a physical copy or on Kindle. So let's show D-Fish some love there as well. So I'll make a card for that eventually. So all the links to all those books, all those great books, are in the show notes. So you can all check.
I can add it to the list. You don't have to do that anymore, because at the end of today, I'll actually have the ones we want to share uploaded I made us a private group to where we could just pull it up and scroll.
Oh, cool. Okay, very nice, very nice. You know, we're still, like I said, we're still trying to getting our shit together. Seems to be.
I would have my shit together if other people would have their shit together.
Well,
the only one thing that annoys me more than anything is when somebody else slowing the fuck down starts fucking slowing me down. That is the best and fastest way to get on my bad side.
You know, I mean, that's the reason why we always hated group projects in school, right? It's like there was always that one person who didn't want to bother. Always lowering the average for everybody else, you know. So what's going on with you, Nita? I mean, it's like we're kind of all over the place here.
It's Shark Week.
It's Shark Week. It definitely is, depending on how you look at it.
No matter how you look at it, it's Shark Week.
It's definitely Shark
Week. So
tune
into the Discovery Channel and watch the sharks eat the chum in the water.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, okay.
I've got edits. I'm moody as fuck. Like, I really am. Like, this is like the first time I've ever gotten on a stream and not been able to just turn on for somebody. Like,
right. Yeah.
Like, I really. Yeah. Well, actually, no, it's the second time.
Oh, well.
Like, I'm struggling here, Daphne. Right. I'm trying. Right. I love you and I love what I do, but I really fucking get tired of some people, and I really fucking get tired of have the pretend of, oh, it's all shits and giggles. No, it's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it's kind of like if you missed our last episode where we talked about how it really isn't all fun and games.
It is not.
And, you know, but we persevere anyway. you know.
Absolutely.
And well, I guess to kind of like let me help lighten the mood a bit. So I got a brand new book, a brand new art book from Japan. I know I've showed off these books before. And these are how to draw manga books. They have a whole collection of these pose books that I've been picking up from. Actually, this one I lucked out on by finding an American seller that had this. So it got to me a lot quicker than the other Japanese books that I bought. That's actually coming from Japan. So this is a collection of 500 couples poses, but they mean couples in terms of like friendship and romantic. So and all it is just like all these bases for just couples doing like regular things, you know, like there's a section of going to school, there's a section of shopping, you know, and then it's like, you know, there's one getting out of a car. And what's cool about it is that these books so far, they come with a CD-ROM that has all of the poses in it, so that what you do if you're using something like Clip Studio Paint and there's a pose in here that you want to use, you actually take the pose from the CD and you drop it into Clip Studio Paint and you just start working on it as a base. So and I just found it really funny. It's like, especially with all the discourse about, oh, you know, like tracing is cheating and this, that, and the other thing. And you don't learn anything for it. And then here are actual manga artists telling you to go, no, please do. Go ahead and do this. It's the only way you're going to meet your deadlines. So I have 3 of these books already, just with the 500 poses. I have 500 boys poses, 500 girls poses, and now I have the 500 couples poses. I have another 2 books coming in that I'm waiting for, but maybe I'll show them off. They're not quite, those 2 books are not quite safe for work. So you know, I don't know. I'll mention it when I bring them in, but when I finally get them in. But you know, so I thought that, so I bought these on eBay. I find these books on eBay, and usually I'm paying about like $35 to $50 a book, depending on what type of book it is. And the only thing though is that the shipping is killer though. So I always try to like gather them up, like as many as I can afford at one time, so that I kind of save on shipping, kind of, sort of, you know. But you know, just something if you're looking for something a little bit more I don't know, just a little different than what you usually see here. So that's what I've been collecting. I have quite the stack of these Japanese manga books. And speaking of Clip Studio Paint, so I discovered something about working digitally that I actually wasn't quite anticipating. And I learned I really, I have no idea. Hold on.
It's this.
Right. Yeah, it's this. Hold on. Let me look at my eBay account. So hold on. Okay, so this
Beth says cheating. Look at all the animated shows and movies that copy the same animations, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Look, you know, like Disney during the 70s was infamous for that shit. So everybody, let's just say everybody did.
Yes, they have pose books for everything, Patrick. Everything.
Yeah, everything. Look, I have one. Look, I have one here that's so specific. That this is literally just says drawing men's hips.
We know why you got that book, Daphne.
Well, yes, absolutely. And they have another book that's just literally how to draw women's breasts.
Well then, and a lot of you guys need that book because
it's very they get hyper specific. They really do get hyper specific. Hold on, let me just find my
they need to break that down even more than that. They need to be like how to draw the nipples on women's breasts.
Oh my god, that's probably in that book. Okay, the name of the book though, the name of this book is How to Draw Couple Pose. 500 Collection Japan Art Book. That's what this. Oh, just look. Just eBay. How to draw couples pose 500.
Coming soon. How to draw men's eyelashes. Absolutely, and brows.
Eyeglasses.
Oh, Jesus.
There's a book on how to draw men wearing eyeglasses. That's all it is.
Mm.
And the anatomy of eyeglasses. I mean, that's how hyper specific some of these books go.
That is insane.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. If you cannot afford to get those books, I highly recommend it. They're fun. Yeah. Yeah. So oh, there you go. Yeah, look at that. We're gonna have to charge extra.
Shit.
Well, so what was I saying? Oh yes, Clip Studio Paint. Like I really didn't. I wasn't anticipating this until I spent my entire weekend doing this, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to be careful with this. So I switched over to Clip Studio Paint from doing artwork traditionally because I needed to be more efficient with my comic book pages.
Yeah.
And so far it's been beautiful, except for the whole not being able to use it offline thing. But we'll settle that later. So I am currently on page 19 right now. Now, the thing is, though, I got through the first 16 pages kind of a lot quicker than I expected to get through it. And right now it's like that I'm on the last 16 pages. Now it's like, oh, this is taking me a lot longer than I was expecting. I was expecting to get back on track. I finished my commissions and a couple of things. And then it's like, okay, let me get back on track with this. And now it just feels like I'm kind of a little slow on it. And I was like, wait, this is really strange. What is it? It's like, I thought that I was going to get, and well, I had to kind of think about what was I doing, with my pages. And what happened was that the dangerous thing about doing work digitally is the ability to go back and really, really noodle with stuff. So when I was doing pages traditionally, I would just finish them and put them away. And I probably didn't even see the pages until the very end when I had to start scanning them in and whatnot.
Right.
So like any mistakes that I made, it's like okay, let me try to fix it here, in Photoshop or wherever. It's like I didn't think about the page. Even if I knew I was making a mistake on the page, I would just say fuck it, push through, and then just finish the page and move on. Yeah, it's like, yeah, well, with Clip Studio Paint, I'm able to go back and noodle with shit. So all weekend, I was noodling with the first 18 pages of the book, kind of like improving things, like, oh, changing this and changing that. It's like, oh, this will look better if I do it this way. Like I learned how to use the speed lines properly and do some like little special effects. So I was literally going back into the previous pages to change shit. And like I said, it took me the entire weekend to do it. And now it's like I'm on page 19. And it's like, oh my God.
That's because digital turns you all into fucking extreme perfectionist.
Kind of, yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to get Jaden to get over because it'll help speed up her turnaround rate.
Yeah, because I was doing noodling that I wouldn't have done on my regular pages because it would have required too much whiteout.
Right.
And it's like, fuck it, it's done. I'll worry about it on the next page. But now I can actually go back and change stuff. And so now for my goal for the second half of the book, because my initial goal was to finish this issue. Yeah, I know it really, the undo feature, the undo, the erase,
right.
My initial goal of finishing this issue by the end of this month is kind of like, oh, that's not happening. But I need, because like when August starts, I have to start coloring the Unicorn King's daughter. So I have to fit that into my schedule, make sure that I get that done, so that I at least have everything like pretty much done by the time the campaign launches at the end of September. And it's like, yeah, so my goal right now on these next 16 pages, actually a little less than 16 pages, is to just focus to get through the rest of the book. So it's like, so I'm literally on panel 1 of page 19, and it's like, and I'm just like, and I just have that panel on my screen. It's like, just get through this panel, get through this panel, get through this panel. It's like, just, and it's just like, it's just really funny how it's like, I thought that I was trading for more efficiency. And instead it's like, I'm realizing that, oh no, I have a whole bunch of other problems now that I have to overcome because I'm working completely digital now.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was kind of like an interesting thing. Now, mind you, it's not that I regret anything that I've done on these pages so far. I am incredibly pleased with how this issue is coming out. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently working on Eagle Raven issue 8, which closes out the second volume, because that's what I really want to get done. I want to be able to get volume 2 kind of, like pretty much done before the end of the year, so that I can start working on volume 3 between September and December. So that by the time next year comes along, all I have to do is just, do the inking, because I want to get the penciling for volume 3 done in that 4 months. So can I do it? I don't know. I'm going to try. We're going to see what happens. So that was just kind of like, that was kind of like a very interesting thing to kind of like that, I trade one wall for another wall.
Like we do.
Yeah, like we do. But you know what? It's just, it's like, look, it's like I had to figure out this whole thing anyway. So now that I know that this, that noodling is going to be my big issue, not procrastination, noodling. Although maybe
noodling is down here. Noodling down here is when these redneck motherfuckers go fishing and they stick their arms under logs and wiggle their fingers to pull out those giant catfish.
Right.
Yes. Well, people use their arms for bait down here. It's a true story.
Yeah, it's well, it's like,
and that's come my daddy's missing a finger.
Well, well then,
because he noodled a snapping turtle.
Oh no. Yeah, that's
it's a true story.
I'm trying to find a connection between Clip Studio Paint, but you know what? I think we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, so that's the thing. It's like I am learning that because I don't know if the noodling would be considered like another level of procrastination, that I went back to the pages, but because I like what I did with the pages. Oh, do you draw everything then ink it? Rough straights to ink save time. I think that's the
biggest advantage of digital.
Yeah, I know for volume 3, that's what I want to do. I want to pencil all the way through and then worry about inking on a separate, because I think that would probably stop the noodling. Because it's like, okay, I'm just penciling. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, it keeps you from losing a finger. Because right now it's like I just want to finish this issue, so I'm penciling and inking at the same time. So I guess that's why it's very easy for me to jump back and forth. But for the rest of
no, he was catching them fish to go sell them to the seafood joint so he could go buy crack, Patrick.
Oh well. Well, this this story is falling apart with every update.
Oh gosh.
Okay. How about a bump, Nita?
How about that?
How about a bump? We'll be right back.
Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
Oh, there you go. Oh my goodness. Also, so Baltimore Comic-Con. Yeah, exactly. So Baltimore Comic-Con, I'm still slowly prepping for that. If you missed our last vlog, I was talking about making kind of like a little mini comic similar to this one here that would technically be a downloadable version of volume 1 of Ego Raven. Because I asked Jose, it's like, did you pay for this? What did you pay for this? And he goes, oh, I paid $7 for it. Because I thought maybe that, and I think like for this one, does it say here what you get? Oh, graphic. Okay, you get a graphic novel. So I don't know how many pages you're able to download here, because we usually sell the we usually sell our PDFs at least for the trade paperbacks for like $10. So I had originally did a mini comic, just a little promo thing, little QR code on the back, and you get like you fold it out and you get like a mini poster. So what I did was I did a combination of the two ideas. So this is the mini comic that I'm going to be selling at Baltimore Comic-Con, and it's going to be a downloadable PDF of Volume 1, which collects issues 1 through 4 of Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn. So if you're at the convention, if you're at Baltimore Comic-Con, and you don't really feel like buying a comic because you got too much, you got your piles and piles, but you want something that you can buy and read on your phone, it's like really quickly. So I'm going to have these available, and what it is, it's just it's kind of like a mini comic where it gives you the summary of the series so far. It shows you the covers to issues 1 through 4, so that this is technically the cover to issue 1. That's cover to issue 2, issue 3. And then on the last page, you will have a QR code where you can download the full volume of you can download volume 1, get all 4 issues onto your phone, and then it's like, and then you can open it up and you get the mini poster of the trade paperback cover. So this was kind of like the I guess the solution that I had for it. And luckily I have these little cello bags that it will fit in. I'm going to put like a nice little sticker on the back, and then it's going to have little hanging tags. It's going to look, kind of similar to this.
Oh, professional.
So it's going to look really cute. So like I said, if you're at Baltimore Comic-Con, you will be able to pick up a digital PDF of Volume 1 of Ego Raven for $10 at the table. Considering that the physical Volume 1 is $35, I think that this is a good solution for those of you who want to save a little money and be able to carry the book on your phone, because God knows, I'm at a point now where I don't know, I'm having a hard time reading stuff physically, because for the longest time I had Apple Black, right? I've been trying to read this manga for the past several months. Not that I can't read it, not that I don't like reading it, but it's just getting the time to actually sit down and actually physically read it, because I want to do a video on this, and I had to break down and I had to get the digital version. I had to get the digital version of the book so I can actually read it. I don't understand why why it's easier for me to read this than it is to read this. But you know what? It's like they had it on Amazon for $4.99. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me pick it up so I can finally finish reading this thing. You know, because I don't know, it's just the whole being able. Ever since
I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it either, because the folding, yeah, it's like, because I've tried it and the
crease and be cracky, and
the toner is going to crack and whatnot. So I wouldn't recommend thicker paper. Because in the end, the value is in the PDF, really. You know, it's, I don't know, it's like, maybe I don't know, because like ever since I changed my phone, I've been doing all of my reading on my phone. On my previous phone, I hated reading on it, so it would have been a lot easier for me to read this. But now it's like, I think it's just how it is on my eyes, I'm not sure, but like I'm able to read these pages on the screen better than I can on paper. So I don't know what's going on. It might have something to do with my eyesight. It might have to do something with, I don't know. It's just easier for me to concentrate on the phone than it is.
See, I'm just the opposite.
Physical. Really?
Because I'll see something pop up in a corner and I'll be like, oh, okay, what's this? Right. And then the next thing you know,
I don't have notifications. I don't have notifications on my phone.
I'm back to talking about breeding hamsters or, types of straps and stuff like that.
Right. I don't have notifications on my phone. So when I'm actually like reading, I can actually read uninterrupted on my phone, which is very strange. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing this on like cardstock or anything, because you really have to get the folds have to work, and with toner will crack if you fold it on cardstock enough. So this is, in the end, this is just, like I said, the value is actually the PDF that you're downloading.
No, for sure.
This is, this is just kind of like just the packaging, Another thing that I did for the convention, because I have this old tablet that I originally wanted it so that people could type in their email and, and fill out the mailing list form. But I can't get this thing to get online for anything, even on Wi-Fi. Just will not connect to Wi-Fi. But I thought of something else to do with it, to have this. So what I did was I made actually a loop of all our cards, like for Tall Tales and my live stream, and and it just, and all it does is just to cycle through. It cycles through everything. So I should be getting it today. So I have like one of those little mounts that you clip on the side of a table. So I'm just gonna have this kind of like almost eye level to people, and it's just going to cycle through all the advertising pretty much for everything on the table. And I've even repurposed some of the Kickstarter. Oh, there we are. I repurposed some of the Kickstarter trailers as well, so that just so that okay, there we go. See the so this is the one for the previous Tall Tales one, and it's like so I just thought that this would be just something interesting just to have on the table. Absolutely. Just playing. So I put everything together so I edited everything together, and then I made like a 3-hour loop of all the promos. And so I'm just gonna have that on the table, just I don't know, just to be interesting, I guess. I don't know. It's like I have this tablet that's just sitting around, might as well. But of course, at the end of every show, at the close of the night, I'm going to be taking the tablet with me. Just because the tablet itself is trash doesn't mean I want to give it away.
No, right, for sure.
So I thought that was kind of like an interesting thing. It
absolutely works.
To use. So it's just something. I thought that that was interesting to do. I still have to figure out the thing, because I know that Tina had sent you kind of like a pictures of, she had one of those
speedy setup for the stacking crates.
Yeah,
she's got that shit down to an art.
Yeah, so that you can kind of like, if you set up, you
just
set up
snap
at the
it
height
together.
and then it's like you just like fold
Yep.
it, like it's kind of like origami, and then when you're at show you just pop it open, and it's like, I thought that was pretty interesting as well. Anything that can make it easier for me
Right.
at this convention, because remember, I'm not going to have Jose with me. He can't get the time off from work, so I have to do everything pretty much by myself. So I have to make sure that everything is on the table that I can manage by myself. So that's that's kind of what I've been planning. I mean, it's like so I guess before we get to we're almost like at the end of the show.
I did have a topic today.
I know, right? I just realized
but it's not, but it's cool because it's something we could touch on real briefly anyway,
Okay.
because we have talked about it before,
right? Because
and that
this
is
is
the bad marketing strategies while
Right.
crowdfunding comics.
Well, you see, that's because I have, because I, in less than 2 weeks, on August 4th, we're going to be launching Eagle Raven issue 7, and I'm nervous. I mean, it's like every time I'm about to look, I've done 30 something of these, and I get nervous each time, and it just seems like I'm getting nervous.
Easier after the first
it doesn't. It really doesn't. And it really doesn't. And yeah, and actually it just seems to get a little bit worse. Especially when, I start again paying attention to shit that I should be paying attention to. And I start listening to people whining about how, the whole Kickstarter is dying, and that, it's like, oh, my campaigns aren't doing as well as they should be. And it's like, or they've been in the past, and this, that, and the other thing. And I don't know what's going on. And, there's less money going around, and I don't know. And it's like, and and that shit gets stuck in your head, even if you don't want, because look, there's plenty of people who are thriving just fine on Kickstarter,
right? And let me tell you something, that whiny shit is actually one of the bad marketing strategies. Don't do that when you're live. Stop your bitching, stop your whining, stop your complaining. Seriously, you want a positive attitude towards your campaign.
Right.
Positivity attracts backers. Yeah, you might get some pity fuck backers doing this whiny bullshit and personal sob stories and all this other crap.
Right.
But let me tell you something. The whole oh, we had a backer back out. Don't do that, because you trigger something psychologically in people. They just lost a backer. Well, I wonder why they backed out of the campaign. They don't see it as the other person's finances. They see it as maybe they didn't like something about your campaign, or you personally have done something wrong or offensive, or something came out of your mouth that shouldn't have, or whatever. Please stop doing that. For the love of God, stop doing that, people. Like, this is insanity.
I kind of wonder whether that's the reason why there's still a lot of people who kind of compare Kickstarter to GoFundMe's. Like I have still, to this day, I still hear people going, I don't want to put my stuff on. I don't use Kickstarter because I don't believe in begging.
Right.
And it's like, look, it's Kickstarter. It's not GoFundMe.
But that's
it's
so
two
many people
things.
Get on Kickstarter and they treat it like that. It's like, this is not a charity case. This is your product, your job. This is a reflection of the business that you are trying to run. Do you want your business to look like a beggar?
Right. I mean, yeah, I know. It's like, I just like, I really, because I know that when I see people, like complain about, like, they're in a campaign and they're actually kind of like whining about it.
Yes.
It does turn me off to the campaign. And I know I can't be the only one.
No, oh no, you're not. You're not. I mean, in fact, I know people that go when as soon as they see that person is muted until the campaign is done.
Right.
And another thing that people do consistently that is a bad marketing strategy is setting that goal unreasonably high. It's not KickFundMe, it's Kickstarter.
Right.
Like, seriously, like, you want that project funded, yes. But if you're setting a goal and you're a newcomer and you're setting a 3,500 to 10K goal, reasonably, that's not
Right.
That's not going to happen unless you're that 1 in a fucking million. And I don't care if you need 7,500 to pay everybody back or whatever.
Right. You might not be able to raise that money.
You're probably not going to be able to raise that money.
Right.
And you need those algorithms in Kickstarter to kick over for you, showing that you're 100% funded, and then 150% funded, and then up to 100% funded. You need those baby steps.
Right.
You need that.
Right.
So, and there's a large chance you're going to fucking fail if you're just coming out the box asking people for $5,000 or more.
Right. It's, for a project they never heard of. They Kickstarter is investment while GoFundMe is charity. Yeah, exactly. People are supposed to receive a return of some sort, whether it be product itself or the merch based on it from a Kickstarter. That's technically how we use it, although Kickstarter claims otherwise, because then it says that you're not guaranteed to get anything on a campaign, but that's to protect Kickstarter. That's not giving you permission to not fulfill your campaign.
That's not giving you permission to fuck people.
Right, exactly. That's but I've met people who think that Kickstarter is if you want to beg for support. It's like, no, but the thing is though, if all they see are people doing exactly that, begging for support, it kind of reflects poorly on the platform itself, even though the platform has nothing to do with it.
No, not at all.
So
another thing,
right?
Another very bad marketing strategy is not marketing. You reach that dead zone. You're past the initial 72 hours and for a few days you try to hang in there, but the pledges are 1, none, 2 a day, and you get downtrodden, and so you shut the fuck up and stop talking about your campaign, and then you panic and overdo it at the last minute. No, you have to be consistent. You have to consistently post. You have to consistently promote your fucking project, and you can do that without overkilling it. But there are so many people who get that depression during that lull that everybody knows exist, even the fucking people making $100,000 per campaign. It's less for them during that middle section. That's just how it goes, because the notifications are farther and fewer in between from other sources. So it's your job then, especially, to be out there promoting your fucking product and promoting it positively, promoting it in a light where people want to go see your project, not this whole, I'm gonna cry me a river, oh god, let me go throw so and so $5, because then it is charity.
And it's like, and that's kind of like what I don't want on my campaign. It's like, look, I want people to buy my book because they want it, not because they feel sorry for me.
Because you want them to read it and you want them to return.
And that's the thing. It's the returning part. It's like, how do we get, because again, it's like going back, I took a peek at the next chapter of what's probably turning into the marketing Bible here, the 1 hour content plan.
Not sponsored.
So I did the first 4 chapters, which kind of like set the base for what you're going to do in terms of promotion, which is knowing your audience, who's your audience, who are you marketing to, and it's like describing, like creating your ideal customer so that you can hyper focus your content, which is the stuff that you put on social media. It's not your book, it's your social media content. How to mark, like how you're going to target this person, this ideal customer with your social media. And right now on the next chapter, now it's like they're getting into the nitty gritty of like you have this information now, you figured out all this stuff out for you. Now, how do you start putting together content to actually take advantage of what you've put together? And and now it's like it's putting together the template. So now, let's see, there are 4 different parts to this plan. Let's see. First, download the templates. And the first thing that you're going to have to decide, or in my case, me, of course, is how much posting or at least how much content I am going to commit myself to. So you can either commit to weekly, twice a week, or once every 2 weeks. And then she breaks it down to give you an idea of how many, I guess, like posts or whatever you're going to create. So like, say if I do something once every 2 weeks, which might be a little too sparse for me.
Right.
So we're talking about like publishing 12 times every 6 months. I mean, I'm kind of thinking maybe, I mean, the thing is though, twice a week seems like a lot, like too much. Once every 2 weeks seems like too little, and twice a week seems like too much. Although technically, if you count the vlogs, I'm technically doing that already, but that's just YouTube. And even then, this isn't quite the content I want to be doing for YouTube connected to what I'm learning here. I really have to go back.
No, that's because here we're focused. This is a marketing show.
Right.
Plus, we're out here trying to share our entire network of people that we work with.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Daphne Lage Art is focused more on your personal project.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, and this isn't really the type of content that my ideal customer would be really interested in. This is more for that particular customer who's also creating and they want to learn this.
Yes. This is the creator show.
Right. So it's like, that's a lesser segment, not a lesser, like kind of like numerically lesser.
Right.
Segment of the audience that I'm looking for. So this isn't really like what I want.
This is creator friendly. Your show is fan friendly.
Right. So yeah, but even then my live stream is not completely fan friendly. I have to put out, you know what it is, I guess, going back to the noodling, right? Actual noodling. I have to use bait that'll get me the catfish and not the snapping turtle.
That's a gamble, Daphne.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
The same finger caught both.
Yeah. Oh boy. So maybe if I tried to do like an extra video like every week, that's just an edited video talking about, I don't know, like I said, like talking about, like what I just read, it's like, what manga am I reading? What shows am I watching? It's like what anime I'm trying to get into, what comics, what more mainstream comics I'm like also trying to read as well. That kind of like that more generic. That's like, so the live shows, because they're a marketing contact point. Well, it's like the way Tyler Carpenter explained it is that the more fanish content, that's for your cold audience. That's to bring in your cold audience. And then your weekly vlogs is kind of like, that's where you start warming them up. So that's kind of so at least, okay, I have the vlog thing down. I know how to warm everybody up. But
yes, you do.
But I don't know quite yet how to bring in people from the cold, just yet, That's
going to be your common interest draw. So I think you're on the right path.
Yeah. So I just have to kind of like, so I have to choose a schedule, dedicate myself to that, and make it a point to put something out once a week, that will hopefully be like cold attractive, I guess. That's going to be my my cold bait, the little frozen worms or something. I don't know. Trying to find a catfish analogy here. I don't know. So yeah, because also the next chapter is also, like coming up with content ideas. So that's kind of like what I'm figuring out now. Like we've already in my previous exercises with this. Let's say, hey Jake, learning from posting once weekly, I figured it had to be a ritual, and it definitely reoriented the schedule the other 6 days. Yes, yeah, that's exactly what I have to create. It's like I have to I have to be that consistent, because the cold audience is a lot harder to bring in. So I have to be more hyper focused in attracting them. With the warm audience, with the vlogs, I can afford to skip a week. Right. It's like, I can say semi-weekly, and the fans who are already following me, they know what that means. But someone who's just coming in cold, they don't know. It's like,
no, they hear, inconsistent bullshit, and they
right.
leave.
Like, you said Wednesdays, but you're not here.
Right.
So yeah, there has to be that ritual of creating something once a week to get that cold audience. I kind of went back to doing the snippets from the vlogs and to re-upload them. But again, I think that those little snippets, although they're good for making more content for the channel in general, they're not the right bait that I should be making, or at least they're not the right bait that I should allow myself to be complacent on. So that's the next chapter.
Throw all the chum in the water.
Yeah, I know. It is Shark Week. It is Shark Week. So we're learning from that. Yes. I have to create the right chum. Oh, this is sounding worse and worse as we go along.
Keep going, Lage. I'm listening.
Yeah, I know. It's like so yeah.
I'm not cold anymore.
So what it is that we've already made a list on my audience the audience exercise, where that there's certain things that I'm interested in that I want my audience member to also be interested in. So that's kind of like the fan art. We were talking about fan art and doing appropriate fan art. Me doing a picture of Deadpool does nothing for conversion for me. No. But maybe doing a video about how I read the first volume of Berserk might. Going back and reading my Lotus Wars books and doing a video on that might give me I'll be able to convert. It's like, oh, by the way, I do this comic which is similar.
Right.
It's like, talk about ElfQuest, talk about Rocket Raccoon, and it's like, and how it influenced the books that I'm doing now that you also might be interested in, by the way. So it's coming. It's coming up with those types of really specific topics for the cold audience, so that we can hopefully lure them in and slowly convert them. Ooh. And hopefully there's no Kool-Aid.
Welcome to our comics cult.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, hopefully there's no Kool-Aid.
There's no Kool-Aid. We have strawberry, blackberry water.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes. And ginger ale. So that's the next chapter of the book, where it's like implementing the struggle that I went through working on the first 4 exercises. And for those of you who just need a kind of like a really quick rundown of the book, this really requires you to navel gaze a bit as to what you really want to do, what you really want to accomplish with your comic, who you want to attract to it. It's like, and you kind of have to be realistic with yourself at this juncture. You can't just say, oh, we're all looking for the Netflix deal. It's like, no. That's, we're not looking for, the whole point is not to focus on the fantasy version of what you want to accomplish, but what you actually have. And it's like, and how you're going to build your audience based on what you actually have, not the fantasy version of what you want to have. And that yeah, exactly. Hello. So it requires you to be realistic as to what you're doing, and thinking about the audience and what you're offering. What are you really offering? What do you really have? How are you? It's like, look, you look at Kickstarter, and what did they say? 1,600 books got campaigns went live in comics Kickstarter alone in the last 6 months. How are you different from 1,600 people doing the exact same thing you are? And you have to be realistic. It's true. It's like, look, I am teaming up with another woman who is also doing a Unicorn Girl book. So obviously, it's like what I did, what the book that I'm doing is not special, just like the book that she's doing is not special. But, maybe we can learn something from each other to help stand out in this crowd, of everybody doing indie comics. Maybe there's not that many people doing Unicorn Girl books, but there's a lot of people doing fantasy books. There's a lot of fantasy books that we have to stand out from somehow. So how am I different? How is Krista different? How can we, form like Unicorn Girl Voltron and try to like stand above, and stand above
these powers combined.
Right, exactly. It's like, how do we, and that's what it is. And it's like, and if it requires you to team up with people to help you do that, then do that. But be honest with what you're doing.
Yes. Yes.
I think that what's also kind of detrimental is that a lot of people look at each other like, oh, you're my competition. You're my competition.
Oh my God. That was another point that I was going to make as far as bad marketing strategies is to sit there and talk about yourself until people are sick of hearing about you. Like, seriously, it gets to where it becomes an overkill. When you go to somebody, like, say you see a Kickstarter project and you want to check out the artist, because for a lot of people, the creator matters. Right. You go to their fucking personal page and you don't see a fucking thing about anything other than their project. That's it. Just project. Like, there's nothing. It looks like there's nothing more semi-personalized. I'm not saying go post pictures of your kids and stuff, because I personally don't even like to do that. But share some memes that reflect your personality. Engage with people who engage on your post. Like and share other people's projects. It may trust me,
especially if they're similar to yours.
Especially if they're similar.
Right. Yes. Because it's like, again, it's like, oh, they like that. They liked Berserk or they like Vinland Saga, or they like, maybe, so if they like that and they're doing comics.
Badstron. Yeah. Badstron.
Yeah.
Hashtagging that shit.
Oh, no. Like I said, it's gotten from bad to worse since we started.
It always does.
The story just gets worse and worse as we go along. But you know what? I think I kind of think that's that. So in the end, that's the chapter. That's the chapter. How do we implement everything that we learned in the last 4 chapters about ourselves and our projects? And how do we use that information? You also want to make sure to leverage that long-term social media presence, engage your friends and followers, create community. Yes, exactly. And you create community by sharing what you all may like together. You know, so yeah, that's, you know,
4 inches.
Right, exactly. Well, you know, we already talked about how 12 inches looks, depending on
like this,
how
right?
12 inches looks on camera. Oh my goodness. You know, I think we babbled enough. I'm sure somebody got something out of all that.
Woo! Son of a bitch.
You know, you have any final thoughts, Nita?
Yeah, tune in for Fyke It Let's Draw this evening at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with Rodney Fyke, and then come back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern and meet up with Vic Medina. He's an amazing artist, and yeah, that's what I've got right now. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's it. Because like, yeah,
that's kind of all I got too. Like
there's
I said,
blood in the water, people. There's blood in the water.
There really is. And you know, I gotta get back to like you know, trying to force myself consistently through this page so I could finish this book. No more noodling. I can't noodle. Concentrate. So thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. Thank you, my eyeball people, for sticking out with us, even though we probably made no sense whatsoever today.
We make perfect sense.
You know, it's Monday. It's Monday. So if you want to learn about me and my artwork and all my campaigns, you know, and all my campaigns that are coming up and all the campaigns that we talked about on the show, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, which you can also find in the show notes below. At egoworks, EGOWRKS, you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress and live updates with whatever is going on at the moment. And remember, you can check out videos on how I make all this stuff here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So again, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. And yes, and make sure you don't forget to check out my live stream on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours of me drawing and babbling for your pleasure. And remember, you can read Ego Raven, Air the First Unicorn, for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer to your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. Remember, Ego Raven issue 7 launches August 4th on Kickstarter. Link is in the show notes below. And the Oswald Chronicles, The Light That Attracts, is also returning to Kickstarter. So again, link is in the show notes below. Everything is on pre-launch right now. So make sure that you hit the notify me button. So Kickstarter sends you an email when the campaign goes live. So that's it for us on this Monday. So thank you so much for joining us. Chat, eyeball people, thank you so much. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work, because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.
Well, then get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.